Our weekend got off to a pretty interesting start, especially as we were tracking a lot of thunderstorm activity from yesterday afternoon all the way through this morning as our frontal boundary stalled out right on top of us, and with a good upper level wave aiding in our thunderstorm development, we just got socked with plenty of moderate to heavy rainfall and at times a couple low-grade severe thunderstorm warnings, especially late last night. But the big story from the storms last night was all the rain it left behind. 2 inches on the average. That's just across the entire region alone, but we see the big bullseye over southeast Kansas. Even a couple areas around the Veda and Fort Scott where rain amounts there range between 3 and 7 inches. But you go from Chanute, 3 inches ever since yesterday to almost 10 inches in some spots as you work back toward Wilson, Montgomery, Labette, and Neosho counties in southeastern Kansas. And all this heavy rainfall left us with a mess this morning, especially around Labette, especially to the north and east. Wallace Road south of 21,000, that was not passable early this morning with all that rainfall passing over the road. Not to mention water over the Main Street Bridge in Parsons back at 9:31 this morning. That was just due to outflow from Labette Creek. But up to 12 water rescues just in Parsons alone reported to us here, but also a water rescue north of Thayer around 47 and 169. That was back at 5 o'clock this morning. So we were more than thankful to see some dry time this afternoon and evening, but all these flood warnings in the green, those don't expire until 10:15 tomorrow morning, and that doesn't take into account some of the area rivers, the Fall River, the Verdigris, Neosho, Little Osage, Osage, Marmaton. Those are going to be running high until we get into early next week. So again, it is nice that we're not seeing anything out there in terms of rain to start the evening out, but with that front still around, we're going to have to keep an eye on some additional thunderstorm chances, but not until later tonight. Even though it looks partly to mostly cloudy from 7th and Rangeline, we are dry in Joplin, 83, with it feeling like 85 thanks to dew points sitting in the mid-60s. It's much of the same across the entire area, near 80 into the mid-80s in a few spots still, but with that humidity, feels like we're in the mid to upper 80s at this hour. A slow drop this evening, eventually into 75 by 10 o'clock and down to 70 overnight while we keep an eye out for additional rain and storms wanting to develop. But the morning batch of rain, it fell apart before it could make it to Memphis and northwestern Mississippi. But the main player, the frontal boundary, that's still parked on top of us with the upper low still near St. Louis. These two factors will try to spark some additional scatter storms, but not to start this evening out. It's not until we get after 10 or 11 o'clock that's when we'll start to see some scattered storms out west develop. And it looks like the brunt of the action will be in our southwestern counties as we go into Saturday morning. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Maybe a break around lunchtime, and then we're going to see some more scattered storms as we go into Saturday afternoon. 70 in the morning, but with some dry time, we'll go to 81 by noon and highs near 86. So just with tonight's rain chances alone, if they can materialize like we're expecting, this could be another 1 to 3 inches with some of those strongest storms. Again, mainly possible with moderate to heavy rainfall. Same story for Sunday. Scattered storms around. That'll keep us in the mid-80s for highs, around 86. Mid-80s continue Monday through Wednesday as our rain chances taper off. But as soon as we dry out now, back to the typical summer heat with highs near 90 on Friday.
Yeah, what's typical hasn't been typical this year, but we'll get hot again.
Yeah, rather atypical July so far.
Thanks, Nick. Coming up in